Welcome to Badminton Unlimited, your weekly access to badminton and beyond. This week, we walk down memory lane with Indonesia's men's singles legend Icuk Sugiarto. And we sit down with Hong Kong's Poon and Ying Suet as they tell us how injuries have hampered their progress. The journey to be the best is never easy. For badminton players, clocking in tireless hours on the training courts and the unrelenting drive to succeed are just some of the traits they need to become champions. It's all about relentless hard work and sacrificing the many little joys of normal life. For 1983 men's singles world champion Icuk Sugiarto, this personal epic is what paid off.
Sudah menjadi tanggung jawab dan tugas saya.
It was my responsibility to give my best for the National Badminton Federation and Indonesia. People didn't know that my heel was injured and bleeding when I won. But then again, they didn't have to know. I was placed there to be a contender for my country, and that's all the people needed to see. It's a very important attribute that I try to impart to the kids I coach.
Bawa sekarang sampai saya membina anak-anak.
Badminton Unlimited was in the country's capital, Jakarta, recently to take in the legend's story of hard-earned success. Speaking from the comforts of his home, the Central Java native recalled picking up his first racket as an 11-year-old in humble circumstances.
Saya memulai latihan tidak seperti atlet-atlet yang lain.
My journey into the world of badminton was not the same as many of my peers. They would have already joined clubs during that time. For me, I had started working as an errand boy at the badminton hall, which was located in my home city of Solo. The owner of the place, Pak Suratman, finally gave me my big break in badminton. He allowed me to represent the city in competitions between primary schools. I remember winning the title, even though I couldn't afford any shoes to play in.
Pada saat seleksi itu saya juga tidak pakai sepatu.
The manner of this victory in 1973 set the tone for Icuk's ambitions. Despite his limited resources, nothing could stop him from excelling at the district and national level tournaments. Icuk was 18 when he was selected into Indonesia's national team, and even then, the training setup at that time was rudimentary at best. But having seen 8-time All-England champion Rudi Hartono carve out an illustrious career for himself, Icuk knew it was only a question of his own desire to succeed.
Saya melihat bagaimana seorang Rudi Hartono setelah memenangkan.
I noticed how someone like Rudi Hartono was getting honored everywhere he went. After he won many titles, the government and various sponsors were quick to show their appreciation of him. Seeing this, I knew then that badminton was the way for me. At that time, the national team training was nothing special. Besides my teammates and myself, we only had a fitness coach. We would plan our training regimen ourselves, be it working on drills or technical skills, or how long the training had to go on. It would all be down to our own initiative.
Sampai mau latihan 6 set itu inisiatif kita sendiri-sendiri.
His hard work soon paid off. 1982 marked Icuk's coming of age. He clinched the men's doubles gold at the Asian Games, as well as grabbing the men's singles title at the inaugural Indonesia Open. But it was the World Championships crown he won the next year that etched his name in badminton folklore. Once again, Icuk's sheer determination got him through a difficult final against compatriot Lim Swee King.
Kaki saya udah sakit dari darah sampai keluar.
I was in pain because my foot was bleeding and pus had started to develop as well. But I knew I had to keep going, so I just wrapped a bandage around it. I was hoping that as soon as I warmed my body up and realized what was ahead of me, I would forget the pain in no time. I told myself countlessly that I couldn't let this slip now. This was my chance to change my fortunes for good. I've proved that even if I wasn't seen as one of the tournament favorites, I was still able to beat some of the best players in the world at that time. Moreover, I won the World Championship title as the youngest player in the event.
Prestasi dengan sebagai pemain termuda.
It was a momentous triumph for the then 20-year-old as it fueled his belief for numerous international titles for the rest of his career. Icuk's outstanding achievements have spurred on his son, Tommy Sugiarto, to follow in his footsteps. The world number 9 hasn't quite replicated his father's accomplishments, and Icuk is quick to dismiss any arbitrary comparisons.
Yang saya bisa katakan sama dia bahwa
I always tell him that you have to have your own identity as a player, and one day you will. The time will come when you will win more than me, and people will stop the comparisons. Since his win at the Singapore Open and his recent semi-final finish at the World Championships, people are slowly seeing Tommy as a player in his own right.
Tapi dia sudah bisa menjadi seorang Tommy sendiri.
Icuk's playing days may be far behind him, but the 52-year-old grandfather hopes that his badminton journey will inspire generations to come.
Saya bisa berharap.
I really hope that whatever I had gone through in my career will serve to motivate our young players. My journey showed that to be a champion, you don't have to be rich, and I have proved this. I was from a poor family and worked as an errand boy, but I worked hard to be where I am now. I was able to bring glory to this country in one of the highest international sporting competitions.
Di level tertinggi di dunia olahraga.
The story of Icuk Sugiarto is truly an uplifting one. As the legend tells it, giving up on your dreams is not an option. Time to test your badminton knowledge. We want you to guess who these two players are. We were born in Indonesia. We play women's doubles. We are Asian Games champions. We reveal their names after the break. When we return, we're in Hong Kong to catch up with the nation's top women's doubles pair, Poon and Ying Suet. Visit our YouTube channel, badmintonworld.tv. There are tournament highlights, play of the day, as well as past matches to savor. Missed an episode of Badminton Unlimited? Do not fret. All the episodes are available for your viewing pleasure. All the best badminton clips are just a click away. Before the break, we asked you to guess who these players are. We were born in Indonesia. We play women's doubles. We are Asian Games champions. The answer is Nitya Krishinda Mayaswari and Gracia Poli. In 2014, the Indonesian duo upset tournament favourites Misaki Matsutomo and Ayaka Takahashi of Japan to grab gold at the 17th Asian Games in Incheon, Korea. It was the biggest triumph of their career, and the win ended Indonesia's 36-year gold medal drought in women's doubles. Poli and Mahaswari are recent winners at the OUE Singapore Open, and the pair are on course to qualify for the upcoming Rio Olympics. In every athlete's career, the biggest fear is of injury. With all the physical stress badminton imposes, injury is part and parcel of the game. Hong Kong top women's duo Poon and Ying Suet had to call a halt to their partnership when Poon suffered a torn knee ligament in November last year. This came after the pair reunited in the middle of 2015 to bid for a place in the Rio Olympics. They were making progress, but everything had to take a back seat while Poon underwent rehabilitation. Badminton Unlimited met up with the duo in Hong Kong to find out how they were doing.
We have not decided because my leg has not fully healed. Although it is better now, I still need time to strengthen it and to make sure that I can cover the court with more confidence and last an entire match. It is quite risky to start playing in competitions in my current condition.
Poon, a right-hander, and Suet, a lefty, are the same age, with the former older by 3 months. The 24-year-olds' partnership dates back to their junior years when they were being groomed for a senior career in doubles.
To cultivate a good partnership with each other, it has to start with on-court training. When we were training together, we could understand how each of us would react under different circumstances and be aware on how to cover each other.
Their on-court chemistry certainly worked out well. The Hong Kongers' breakout performance was at the 2011 Yonex Sunrise India Open. The pair reached the semi-finals of the World Superseries event and saw their world ranking jumping to 15th. The following year, Poon and Suet became the first Hong Kong women's doubles pair to win a BWF World Superseries title. They defeated 4th seeds Shizuka Matsuo and Mami Naito at the Yonex Open Japan. But the duo could not replicate that winning form and were without any titles in 2013. Frustrated with the lack of results, Poon and Suet amicably decided to part ways. The pair was 13th in the world ranking when they separated.
There was no breakthrough. As professional players, you hope to keep on improving. If your results remain stagnant for some time, it might be better to try a new combination to see if that works out.
However, the time apart has made them realize that the two are best when paired together. And in hope of securing a spot at the Rio Olympics, Poon and Suet decided to get back together last year. They quickly renewed their winning chemistry. With consistency in their performances, the Hong Kong tandem ascended the rankings ladder at an accelerating pace. When the duo finished runners-up at the 2015 Bitburger Open, their position in the women's doubles race to Rio rankings leapt to 11th.
I think the results were very encouraging. Our partnership seemed to be much better than before. I think we play and understand each other better than we did before the split. It was a very good start to our reunion.
29th November 2015, Macau Open. Poon and Suet were aiming for their first title since the reunion. Standing in their way were Korea's Jung Kyung-eun and Shin Seung-chan. The Hong Kong pair were 1 game up. And then, this happened.
Oh no, oh no, oh dear. Poon Lok Yan is down.
At that instant, I was in great pain, and that was the only thing on my mind. The doctor checked my condition and asked if I could stand. I tried, but I couldn't. Then suddenly, I caught a glimpse of the score and realized that we were so close to winning the game. And that was when I started crying.
Poon had to undergo knee surgery and spent long periods in rehab. With the right-hander still not match fit and the qualification deadline to Rio fast approaching, the pair can only sit and watch. With only 16 pairs qualifying for the doubles, they can only hope that they don't miss the bus by the time the qualifying period closes on the 1st of May. Poon and Suet are currently number 12 in the race to Rio rankings.
I'm worried, but there's nothing I can do. I can only wait and hope that the pairs behind us do not catch up.
I do hope she recovers soon, but there are things that are beyond our control. If we are impatient, she may get injured again, and it will affect her subsequent progress and her future. So I know that we have to be patient.
It's a race against the clock for Poon Lok Yan to get fit in time for Rio. The Hong Kong duo is staying positive, as the most important thing is to keep believing. The Grand Prix circuit made its way to East Asia last week with the Bonnie China Masters. The Grand Prix Gold event saw finals day dominated by the hosts, with the men's doubles contest the only exception. Action began with mixed doubles, and Olympic silver medalists Xie Qian and Ma Jin took on junior compatriots Zheng Siwei and Chen Qingchen. Losing finalists at the OUE Singapore Open the week before, Xue and Ma were determined to walk away with the title this time around. It took just 35 minutes for the world number 4 pair to get the result, 21-17, 21-15 the final score. Former world number 1 Li Shuirui was up next, and standing in her way for the women's singles crown was world number 15 Sun Yu. Top honours here will help Li consolidate her Olympic qualifying place as the second Chinese player to make the cut for Rio. Tied at 1 apiece after 2 games, the world number 3 was not about to squander precious race to Rio qualifying points and powered home to clinch the rubber. Final score 21-16, 19-21, 21-6. Men's singles was a thrilling encounter between 2-time Olympic gold medalist Lin Dan and the reigning world champion Chen Long. Lin went into this with a superior head-to-head record, winning 7 out of 9 of their previous meetings. The singles legend took the first game comfortably, but was pushed hard in the second as he found it tough to close out his compatriot. Chen came close to forcing a decider, but Lin Dan held on to claim his 3rd title of the year. The final score 21-17, 23-21. In the women's doubles final, Luo Ying and Luo Yu were lined up against Cheng Qingchen and Jia Yifan. After only a semi-final finish at the Yonex All England to show for so far this term, the Luo twins were looking to get off the mark. The sisters started slow, losing the opening game, but the world number 7 pair found their rhythm in the second and kept the momentum going in the rubber to clinch their first title of 2016. The Luos victorious in 3 games, 16-21, 21-15, 21-18. The battle for the men's doubles title was an all-Korea affair, as Lee Yong-dae and Yu Yeon-sung faced Kim Ki-jong and Kim Sa-rang. World number 1 duo Lee and Yu have had a frustrating start to their 2016 campaign. A solitary runners-up finish at the Yonex German Open was not good enough by their own high standards. They gave themselves a much-needed boost after 41 minutes, grabbing victory in straight games. Final score 21-17, 21-14. After the break, we find out how organisers are making the Malaysia Open bigger and better. When it comes to drawing impressive crowds to an annual sporting event, nothing beats having a local player delivering exceptional performances year in, year out. And this is certainly true when it comes to badminton's Malaysia Open, which has seen home hero Lee Chong-wei win an incredible 11 times. The former world number 1 was once again at his imperious best in April, as he saw off defending champion Chen Long in a one-sided final. It was a victory that would have assured his fans that he can capture the elusive Olympic gold in Rio in August, after winning back-to-back silver medals in Beijing and London. However, Badminton Association of Malaysia are already looking beyond the Lee Chong-wei era and are keen for the 33-year-old veteran to assist in the development of new Malaysian stars to grace the nation's flagship tournament.
We are thankful of Lee Chong-wei for performing so well for Malaysia. Of course, we are looking for the replacement of Lee Chong-wei, and that is not easy. It's like in tennis, if you have a legend like Roger Federer, it's not easy to get a replacement. I need Lee Chong-wei in the next few years to guide the youngsters in a different way, because Lee Chong-wei has always shown his way of discipline in the game, his lifestyle in this game, that has brought him to that level. So therefore, it is important that he also shows the youngsters how he did it, and hopefully that the youngsters are willing to follow his footsteps.
Lee Chong-wei's victory in the 2016 Malaysia Open saw him pocket over $40,000 US. The overall prize fund for the Malaysia Open, which was elevated to Super Series Premier status in 2014, now stands at a whopping $550,000, which illustrates how far the event has come since its inception nearly 80 years ago. It was the lure of working at the now thriving Malaysia Open that persuaded Lawrence Chu to return to his homeland at the start of the year, after nearly 3 decades in Switzerland. He immediately set out to give the event a fan-friendly feel, and judging by the up-tempo atmosphere in and around the Stadium Melawati in Shah Alam, the general manager of BAM has achieved his objective.
Malaysia Open has been going on since 1937, and it is a traditional event in Malaysia, as one of the biggest events in Malaysia. And as you know, Malaysians are passionate of badminton, and I hope that they will continue this passion, because the reason for me to come back to Malaysia is because it is like football in Brazil and badminton in Malaysia. We have tried to make sort of a village for the spectators to come in to enjoy also the booth, sales booths, and also the food court. And of course, there is also the atmosphere around the stadium that we are trying to build up. And once they are in the stadium, they'll be able to watch top world-class events.
Fans would certainly have enjoyed the women's singles competition, which was eventually won by Ratchanok Intanon. The 21-year-old Thai went on to win the Singapore Open the following week to become the first singles player to capture 3 Super Series titles in 3 weeks. That achievement also saw her rise to #1 in the world rankings. Those victories for Intanon and Lee Chong-wei captured plenty of positive headlines. But improvements can still be made to the tournament, according to 4-time All-England champion and current Malaysia team coach Morten Frost.
Malaysia Open has always been one of the big ones. One of the big ones in Asia. In the olden days, of course, it was very much on the All England, the Danish Open, and then Malaysia Open, Indonesia Open, Japan Open, and so forth. But the game has grown a lot. I would like to see more crowd in. The atmosphere that was created back in Stadium Negara, 12,000-15,000 people screaming and shouting. That was a very special atmosphere. What they have in Istora Senayan in Jakarta with the Indonesian Open, we need to have that kind of back, but I feel that modern technology is, sorry to say, killing it a little bit. It's much more easy to sit back home and just watch it on TV, or even watch it on the net and whatever. But I still feel that nothing beats actually being there if you can be there.
It's a fact of life that our viewing habits have changed in the last few years because of technology. But those badminton fans who did visit the stadium will surely have been impressed not only by the top quality action on show, but by the high standards being set by everyone involved in an event that is bringing yet more colour and vibrancy to the MetLife BWF World Superseries. Get in touch with us on social media, follow us on Twitter, tell us what you think of the latest news, or perhaps you just want to leave an encouraging note for your favourite player. If you've got any comments or photos to share, do get connected with us on these social media sites. Before we go, let's see what's happening on the international circuit in our Badminton Unlimited calendar.
Hi, I'm Carolina Marin from Spain. Watch me on Badminton Unlimited next week.
We sit down with the double world champion as she talks of how 2016 has been for her so far. See you next week.